qué rico. Vamos a hacer eso de nuevo. Good morning, Unity on the Bay. Good morning. I love that. It's like Christmas vomited everywhere. All right, who's sick of hearing Mariah Carey? Not me. All I want for Christmas is you. Welcome to Unity on the Bay. My name is Faith Tatiana Albernas. It is truly an honor and a privilege to be here. Today's service is so special, so special. Welcome to Unity on the Bay, a positive path for spiritual living. While we're here, we have our kids in their own time of inspiration and learning in the Kids Zone. If you want to enroll your child, just go to unityonthebay.org. We have the Kids Zone in person right here at Temple Israel, Unity on the Bay, and we also have it from the comfort of your own home through Zoom. So sign up your child right now at unityonthebay.org. So a couple of things that I want to tell you about that I'm super excited about. Calling all angels. Angelitos in the house. Calling all angels. You. All of you. All right. This is your last chance to help out a family in need. All right? So we want to help out as many families in need this Christmas season. And our Christmas Joy program is about to wrap up. So we can get all those gifts ready to deliver to those families locally. If you want to sponsor a family with children, make sure you head on over to our table, our Angels Everywhere table right back there, or visit our website, unityonthebay.org. See how you can help. Maybe you can sponsor a family. Maybe you want to make a donation. Maybe you want to help deliver some of the toys during Christmas. No kid should wake up Christmas morning without a toy, all right? And if Unity on the Bay has anything to do with it, we're going to make sure that every kid has a toy this Christmas, all right? All right. So, lastly, I want you to listen very closely because next Sunday there's a lot going on. ¿Están escuchando? Are you listening? I wasn't hugged enough as a child. Are you listening? All right, a bunch of stuff going on next Sunday, okay? So listen closely. First, the annual pajama contest. You guys know I always wear my pajamas with feet, and I love them. All right, so we're going to have our annual pajama contest. $50 Amazon gift card. I know you guys are addicted to Amazon, so wear your best pajamas. That's the first thing going on. Second, at our 11:15 celebration only, our youth and family ministry will be performing their Christmas pageant. It's so beautiful. I told them I wanted to be Mary. They kindly told me no. All right. Lastly, we'll be having our Sunday celebration Winter Wonderland right outside in the courtyard. We're going to be having yummy bites, drinks, and Christmas caroling provided by our own Unity on the Bay music ministry. We really would love to have you celebrate with us. So wrap all that up, put it on a boat, and get over here next Sunday, December 19th, which is also my birthday. Yes! Yes, so all my life I've had people say, here's your gift for Christmas and your birthday. Esto, no. After watching Sex and the City yesterday, I want that hat that Sarah Jessica Parker had on. Somebody find it for me. Anyway, see you guys next Sunday. And now, without any further ado, let's kick off this incredible service with Reverend Juan Delgado.
Thank you, Faye. How do you follow Faye? You know, like how do you follow that? It is really wonderful to be sharing this Sunday experience with each and every one of you. We're so grateful that you're here, that you're a part of the energy that is Unity on the Bay. You know, here in this spiritual community, especially during the holidays, we get reminded of the divinity that is within each and every one of us and how we can express that light with each other and through that transform the world. And I know that there are many reasons, right, different reasons why you have all been brought to this Sunday experience and this Sunday service. But at the end, at the core of it, I think it's all because Unity on the Bay is living its mission and vision, and it is living it through each and every one of you. And so I'm going to invite us to speak that mission and vision together. Let's go. We are an inclusive community serving as a catalyst for spiritual awakening, evolution, and action. Our vision is humanity inspired to its divinity. Now, if this is your first or second Unity on the Bay experience and you're in the room, on the way out, we'd love for you to pass by our welcome table and just get to know a little bit more about our community and invite us to connect with you so that you can learn more about our programs. If you're watching from home, just follow the prompts that are on the screen. Again, it's just a really wonderful ways in which we, the ministers and the staff, can get to know you and really support you in finding the programs or the experiences that your soul is looking for. Now, with that, let's just take a moment and really center ourselves in the beautiful energy that is alive within us. I invite us to recognize that we have been brought here by divine appointment, that the very spirit, the energy, the love of God is alive in us and is in this very moment being expressed and shared through us. Here in this holy experience, we remember that God is with us, that we are connected with each other, that we are always a part of each other's lives. And that as we come together with an open heart and with an open mind, we really are saying a sacred yes. A yes to what is before us, a yes to experiencing life anew, yes to experiencing God in the lives of all those that we get to share our experiences with. We're saying yes to wholeness, to the healing that is taking place in our hearts. Yes to abundance, prosperity, all that God is. We say, here we are. Use me, guide me, live in me, express as me, and allow us to not only feel how deeply blessed we are here and now, but to honor that we are a blessing to the world. Thank you, sweet Spirit. Thank you, God, for this moment, for this community, and for all that is within us, waiting to be fully expressed. So it is, as we let it be, let the people say, amen. And let's have a wonderful service.
Good morning, Unity. I just wanted to say a special thank you to Myra Alvarez for being here today, our special guest speaker singer. And thank you. Dale says hi.
Hear the bells, they're ringing loud and clear. You can't help but love this time of year. It's Christmas time, there's something in the air. There's a little bit of heaven everywhere. Somehow there's a little more of love. Or maybe there's a little less of us. Or maybe we're just slightly more aware. There's a little bit of heaven everywhere. It's the smile of a man who has finally found hope. It's the tears of a mother whose child has come home. It's the joy that we feel and the love that we share. There's a little bit of heaven everywhere. There's a little bit of heaven everywhere. It's funny how it takes a holiday to show us how the world can truly change. If we all took the time to really care, there'd be a little more of heaven everywhere. It's the place that we show to the world that needs hope. It's giving our lives, knowing they're not our own. It's the joy that we feel and the love that we share. There's a little bit of heaven everywhere. There's a little bit of heaven everywhere. Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing o'er the plains, and the mountains will reply, echoing that joyous praise. Hallelujah, hallelujah. It's the joy that we feel and the love that we share. There's
And today, we have a special dedication for today's service. We are really honoring and dedicating and just being reminded of a really beautiful and powerful individual, not only in the lives of those that are here to be a part of the service, but from Unity on the Bay, a congregant of ours who made his transition last year. But I trust and I know that we are all feeling his energy, and it continues to expand and grow, and that we'll all be very much blessed by his presence. The dedication itself says, and this is from their friends that are gathered today, "Today we celebrate the life of our beloved Frank Amadeo. 1 year ago today, he left us, but he lives on in our hearts and our cherished memories. We love you and miss you, Frank." I'm going to invite one of his closest friends, Belkis, to come and read a daily word that I think really exemplifies who he continues to be. Oh.
If you guys think I need a microphone, clearly.
We know you don't.
But I'll take it. Thank you. Thank you, Unity, Faye, Reverend Juan. Thank you for having us here today. Unity meant a lot to our friend Frank, and he loved coming here on Sundays to get that spiritual boost that only Unity can give in its unique and magical way. So thank you for having us, and hopefully we'll be able to leave here today feeling energized and having felt that we received some healing energy here from all of you. Today's daily word is love. Love lights my way. In this Advent season, as I prepare my heart for the rebirth of my inner Christ child, I take a moment to connect with the spirit of love within. Sometimes this season may seem to be about presents, food, and celebrations, but it's really about love. Love is the power upon which the whole world revolves, especially at this busy time of year. I want to stay attuned to the love of the Christ within. Through this reciprocal power, the love I give returns to me abundantly. Love transcends all, transforming any perceived negativity into a blessing. I express love in all my words and actions. I may give a plate of homemade food or send a heartfelt note of appreciation. Whatever I do, I let the love in my heart be my guide. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. There is no other commandment greater. Mark 12:31. We love you, Frank, and miss you, and you're in our hearts forever.
Thank you, Belkis. And we're going to invite now to come up here as I light the candle for love for Advent. We're going to invite Noel to come up here. Noel is going to be guiding us in our meditation today. And I want to just share with you some really wonderful news, because we are also continuing to celebrate those that have made Unity on the Bay a powerful, beautiful energy of love. And Noelle has been doing her studies, and she has really put a lot of commitment and time and effort into what is now her candidacy in the ministerial program for Unity, as she in August was accepted into the licensing and ordination path at Unity Worldwide Spiritual Institute. And so just join me in just sharing some gratitude for Noelle, who will continue to be a blessing and continue to share the Unity message with so many. Thank you, Noelle.
Thank you.
Yeah. Just stay here.
When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing there in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And when the night is cloudy, there is still a light that shines on me. Shine until tomorrow, let it be. I wake up to the sound of music. Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be.
Good morning, Unity family. I invite you at this time to get comfortable in your seat and begin to take some deep breaths. And if it's comfortable for you, if you've not done so already, close your eyes. And with each breath, feel that energy and that love moving more and more into your heart space, filling your heart, opening your heart with divine love. We breathe in and we breathe out, and we feel that divine love and that presence surrounding us, within us, and as us. Love is who we are. Love is who we came here to be. I offer loving kindness meditation today. First, we say for ourselves, and then for a loved one. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well in body and in mind. May I be safe from inner and outer dangers. May I be happy, truly happy and free. And now for a loved one, a friend, a family member, the world. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well in body and in mind. May you be safe from inner and outer dangers. may you be happy, truly happy and free. And we take these words with us now into the silence. And as we return from the silence, we know and affirm that I am filled with loving kindness. I am well in body and in mind. I am safe from inner and outer danger. I am happy, truly happy and free. And so it is. Amen.
Everything inside me cries for order. Everything inside me wants to hide. Is this shadow of an angel or a warrior? If God is pleased with me, why am I so terrified? Someone tell me I am only dreaming. Somehow help me see with heaven's eyes. And before my head agrees, my heart is on its knees. Holy is He, blessed am I. I'll hold you in the beginning, you will hold me in the end. Every moment in the middle, make my heart your Bethlehem. Be born in me. All this time we've waited for a promise, but all this time you've waited for my arms. Did you wrap yourself inside the unexpected, so we might know that love could go that far? Be born in me. Be born in me. Trembling hearts, somehow I believe that you chose me. I will hold you in the middle, you will hold me in the end. Every moment in the middle, make my heart your Bethlehem. Be born in me. I am not great, I'll never be. The only thing my heart can offer is vacancy. I'm just a girl, nothing more. I am willing, I am yours. Be born in me. Be born in me. I'll hold you in the beginning. You will hold me in the end. Every moment in the middle, make my heart your Bethlehem. Be born in me.
We are very blessed to have Myra with us today and just share her own gifts, her own beauty, and that which she is here to birth into this world, right? For the benefit of all of us. And I have to tell you, I just loved also that meditation song, right? I just remember listening to that song in some of my darkest periods of my life. For those of you who are local, I still remember it being in my parents' gray Chevy minivan, driving down Pembroke Road, just crying because I felt so lost in my early 20s, and just knowing that there was something else that was supposed to be showing up for me, and I just wasn't sure what that was. And I just remember turning on that song on repeat, until I just felt peace. And I think back on the fact that I just have always had this really, what I will call, wonderful relationship with Mary. I have always just felt very connected with her and what she was here to sort of show me, which is why I'm also a little hesitant to share jokes about Mary. I know. There's a lot of new people in the room. I feel like I need to say I'm known for my bad jokes. So it's part of the shtick. It's part of the shtick. So why were Mary and Joseph considered really good business people? Why? Because they produced a great prophet. I know, that one was actually good. Wait till the second one. No. There's a little boy who really wants a bike for Christmas. He has some behavioral issues, though, so he's not sure he's going to get it. And so he decides to just go straight to Jesus and writes a letter and says, "Dear Jesus, if I get a red bike for Christmas, I promise to be good for a whole week." Scratch that off. "I promise to be good for 4 days." Oh, God, scratch that off. "I promise to be good for a day." You know what? Runs over to his mother's bedroom, gets the little Virgin Mary statue, wraps it up in a towel, puts it in a drawer, and begins a new letter. "Dear Jesus, if I don't get a red bike for Christmas, you'll never see your mother again." All right. Yeah. All right. But there is something about Mary for me. I really, I've always just felt really connected with her. I went to all Catholic schools. I went to Our Lady of the Lakes in Miami Lakes. I went to Chaminade Madonna as a high school. Chaminade being a saint who basically created the Marianist Society, who really just wanted to support people in living the way Mary did, right? And owning some of what Mary came to show us. And so I'm really excited because I've been wanting to talk about Mary in this way for a while. And just a couple of days ago on December 8th, for those of you, how many of you went to Catholic schools, actually? Oh, maybe I'll even ask us all to sing some of those songs, because for those of you who are, so on December 8th, on the Feast of the Immaculate Conception, at Our Lady of the Lakes, they would bring out the Mary statue, and we would start walking out in the parking lot and just sing these songs over and over and over again. How many of you maybe remember Hail Mary, Gentle Woman? Hail Mary, Gentle Woman. It talks about Mary being this morning star so strong and bright. The peaceful dove, teach us wisdom, teach us love. And to me, that really is what we get invited to experience through Mary, right? Like our own strength, our own brightness, the light that we are here to share, the wisdom and the love that is within us that is asking us, just like it was asked of Mary, to give birth to. And to live in a way that really embodies that divinity that is within each and every one of us. And so I know that during this time, we really focus on Jesus and Jesus' birth. But the more that I think about it, at least with the birth story, the protagonist is Mary. She's the one that is really setting it all up. She's the one that I think we can really have as a model of how we want to be. As we talk about Advent season and this idea of us preparing ourselves for bringing a greater sense of our own divinity and light into the world, we can look at the ways in which Mary's relationship with that invitation was and see how we can ourselves embody it more fully. Now, I do want to say that in Unity, there's not really an official position as to like the virgin birth, right? Some of you may know the idea that and the Feast of the Immaculate Conception is the idea that Mary was without sin. And so Unity doesn't necessarily take an official position because you can believe all of the story. You can believe some of the story. You can believe some of it as a symbolic of something even greater. And each and every one of you gets the opportunity to decide where you fall in that. And because the most important thing is, how do we understand it in our lives today? How do we understand it metaphysically? How do we really live into the meaning of that story? And it's such a powerful story, so powerful that actually there is this, in different cultures, in different religions, there is the idea and the story of a virgin birth to a savior. Whether it was Maya who gave birth to the Buddha, or whether it was maybe Isis in Egypt giving birth to Horus, right? Like there's this idea, but when I sit with that, I actually get really excited because what it tells me is that it's such a powerful lesson that so many cultures and religions needed to show it, needed to have it as part of their own understanding, because there's something that can be birthed for all of humanity as we learn it, as we continue to explore it, and as we ask ourselves, what does it mean for me, and how can I show up in this same way? Now, I wanted to talk about Mary as this hero, because she is this hero. Now, it's really interesting, though, there's actually not that much in the Bible about Mary, you know, such a central figure, but you have a lot of information sort of at the beginning with the announcement and the birth of Jesus, and then she's trickled in here and there as almost like a supporting, somebody of support of Jesus, right? But what's really interesting is that there are other stories and there's more to her life. If you read the Quran, actually the only chapter in the Quran that is named after a woman is a Mary, and she's actually mentioned even more so than in the Christian scriptures. But anyways, I started exploring, right? One of the things that I did is I went online and I looked up what the name Mary actually meant, and I loved it. Because Mary comes from Miriam, and the root of that name is not fully known. And so they think that it could be beloved, and that that's what Miriam means, or it could mean rebellious. And those two things seem like total opposites, right? Beloved and rebellious. But the reality is that to me, they go hand in hand, because when we look out into the world, we've got to be a rebel for love, right? Like, there is so much hatred, there's so much division, there are so many differences that are keeping us apart, that it really is a rebellious act, that in the face of all of that, to show love, to be the beloved, to express how we are the beloved children of God and that all people are. It is a rebellious act to push through the isms, to push through the idea that some people are better than others, or some kinds of love are more sacred than others. And I also think that we ourselves have limited who we think we are. And so it is a rebellious act to remember and remind ourselves that we are sacred, that we are holy, that we make a difference, that we matter. Because so much of culture, or so much of some of our upbringings, have told us to play it small, that in some ways we may be limited, that we don't have all the tools or skills needed in order for us to, like Myra was singing, just say, here I am, be born in me, God, and do what it is that you want to do through me. So many ways we may feel inadequate for that, and we are reminded that we're not. We're reminded, especially during this time, that we ourselves are holding the key not only to our own evolution, but we are part of the evolutionary spirit of all humanity, so that humanity can be that beloved community, so that humanity can be the more full expression of that Christ essence that is alive in us. And so it's really about pushing through this idea of conforming to the way that things have been, and pushing through to the ways in which things are meant to be through us. It reminds me of Romans chapter 12, verse 2. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your minds, so that you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect. And so to be open with our hearts, our minds, to be open not only to push through conformity, push through old ways of being, but then be willing to just step into it and say, here I am. Here I am, God, what is your will? And that's something that I think we can all ask ourselves during this, especially holiday season. What is the will of God of something that is being born in us? What is it that we're here to express? How can we be more open to recognizing that we have unique gifts and skills and ways of being that the world is needing in this very moment? Now, Mary goes through her own little hero's journey. For those of you who have heard of Joseph Campbell and the hero's journey, is this idea that somebody somehow is pushed, right? Like there's an inkling of something that they need to get at, and somehow they start on this journey, this evolution, a new adventure, going from the known into the unknown. And they face challenges, and they have people around them who will remind them of their truth or teach them what the skills or what they need is already within them. And they all of a sudden get a shift and recognize that they are worthy and that they do have something to contribute, and they go back to their home anew. Now, that sounds to me like total unity here, because what we're all about is to recognize that it is already within us, and it is all just about us being open to the shift and the evolution that is taking place, get into the flow of it. Now, for Mary, her journey began when the Archangel Gabriel shows up and basically says, you're going to be the mother of the Son of God. Now, you'd think an angel showing up would be enough to say, all right, I'll do it. But there was hesitation. If you read, it's a very small amount of writing on that, but there was some hesitation. There was some fear. And it was Gabriel who notices that and consoles her and gets her actually to get fired up about it. And all of a sudden, she starts to realize the beauty in what is about to happen. And she says, here I am, the servant of the Lord, let it be with me according to your word. It makes me think about all of the ways in which I've been invited into miracles. I've been invited into opportunities with some hesitation, right? Like how many of you have experienced or just heard the still small voice that there's a dream out there for you, that something big is supposed to be birthed through you, but we get a little scared? How many of us have said no to that dream, to things that somehow we know we're meant for, but we just can't push ourselves to even admit it, right? And that, to me, is some of what we get to experience. How many of us, I think it's easy to say, here I am, God, use me, because I just said it, right? It's easy to say it, but can we believe it when we say it? Can we be totally willing and open in those moments, especially in moments of great challenge, especially when it seems like it's something big that we are being asked for? You know, I'm thinking of Frank, right? I'm sure that part of what drew you to him and connected you was his willingness to say, here I am, God, use me. And you see, right, like the effects that continues to have, not only in the people that knew him, but the people that didn't know him. And we all have that opportunity. We've all seen it. We've all experienced it in other people, and we may have even experienced it in ourselves. And the question is, can we be even more willing? When the rubber hits the road, can we say, use me, God, here I am? And I know one thing is that everything that we are asked to do, especially the most challenging, especially the things that make us feel like we're moving into the hero's journey, it comes with a great reward: transformation, evolution, a reminder that we are the ones that we've been waiting for. And so if there's something that is nudging at you or has been nudging at you, ask yourself, how can I get the courage? How can I get the strength to say yes? Because Mary, although she did have the hesitation, all of a sudden felt guided to say her sacred yes. What is the sacred yes that is in your hearts right now that is being asked of you to not only speak it, but to scream it out loud? I don't think the world is anymore just waiting for us to inch our ways into miracles. It's asking us to be fully open and push those miracles through. So I want to share with you that when I look at the story of Mary, I really recognize that in her sacred yes, she changed the world. And you think, how can that be me? But I'm here to testify and to witness and to let you know that every time you say a sacred yes, the world is transformed, because your world is transformed. And then you go on and transform the people around you. And so that is the opportunity in this moment. So there's 3 things that I want to share with you I learned from looking at Mary in this way. The first thing is that we have to be prepared to be used by God. There's some prep work that needs to take place. Second thing is to put your faith in God. We got to put our faith in God, especially as we are birthing a new reality. And the third thing is that we have to live a life of service to that truth, to that which we are birthing. So the first one, be prepared to be used by God. One of the things that I realized and that I really loved is, this is a Nazarene woman, young, unmarried, and God has this big ask of her. And in many ways, people from outside could think that Mary was inadequate for such a big ask. But the Bible is filled with inadequate people doing amazing things. And so I'm here to tell you that you may feel inadequate, you may feel unworthy, but that's not true. You're fully worthy, you're fully adequate, and there is great transformation being birthed through you in this very moment. It's just a matter of flowing into it. And most of the shadows, most of what keeps us from feeling that we are inadequate are the things that we ourselves have allowed, right? Like, we are the ones that stand in our own shadow by blocking our own light, by blocking our own sun. And so what are the ways in which you can stop from standing in your own way? Brene Brown actually invites us to engage. She says, it's about engaging in our lives from a place of worthiness. It means cultivating the courage, compassion, and connection to wake up in the morning and think, I am enough. Imagine waking up every single morning and that be your first thought. I am enough. I am enough. Now, whatever you need to do to get to that place, whether it's through the power of prayer, whether it's the practice of meditation, start to employ practices that will remind you of just how worthy and enough you are. Now, also, right? Like Gabriel, Archangel Gabriel was there to nudge Mary. Find yourself your own guardian angels, whether it's individuals that you just feel their presence and can speak to and connect with and just be with, or it's the people that you can call on the phone saying, this challenge is showing up. I don't know what to do. I'm scared about what's going to happen. I feel like I want to go for this dream, but I get really nervous and anxious about it, so that they can tell you you are enough, so that they can tell you that you were made for this. Because you are made for this. You're made not only for this, you're made for this moment in time. And if you don't have a guardian angel, well, you do, but if you haven't met them yet or been fully aware of them yet, let me be the one to tell you, you were made for this. You were made for this. We were made for this. Everything that is happening around us, we were made for. We are equipped, whether we know it or not. And our opportunity is to open ourselves to really engage with it and allow that which is already within us to just fully be pushed out from us, giving birth to a whole new reality. Now, one thing is giving birth to this new reality and saying that sacred yes to whatever that opportunity is or what's been nudging at you. Another thing is to see what happens once you do, right? Because Mary, like just saying her sacred yes and giving birth to Jesus, that was just one of the steps, right? Like right after that, she had to like travel in a donkey to a whole new country, right? Or after she said yes to it, right? She had to travel, she had to give birth at a manger, right? She had to rear this child. And so there were challenges once it was birthed. There were challenges that were still showing up. And so what is it that we get to do? We get to put our faith in God. We get to say, maybe we don't know what's ahead. Maybe we don't know all the details, but God has worked it out already. Divine mind has worked it out. I may not know, but God knows. And God has entrusted me with it. So I must be equipped. I must be the one to give it birth. I must be the one to be the blessing that the world has been waiting for. I love that when Mary finds out that she's going to give birth to Jesus, she goes over to her cousin's house, Elizabeth, and tells her the whole story. And the way that Elizabeth actually describes Mary is this: she who has believed. Can we look at what is being birthed in us and believe that it is possible? Believe that God is with us. Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future." Seize the new opportunities, seize the new experiences and discoveries, right? Like the discoveries, move from the known into the unknown, remembering that God knows. Remember that God is with you, remembering that you walk not alone. She said yes, and that was the beginning of such beautiful things. Live your life in service to what you've given birth to. You know, we think sometimes it's about like manifesting, you know, like it's a one-time thing, right? Like a three-step 1, 2, 3, it's done. No, like for those of us who are living our dreams, we know that it takes work. It takes practices. It's not just one thing that happens. It's a continual evolution and process that is taking place. And so be in service to it. Mary was, right? Mary was there to be in support of Jesus, reared him and allowed him and supported him in doing what he came here to do. Be the same thing for your dreams. Allow your dreams to do what they were meant to do by supporting them, by living into them, by continuing to explore the ways in which you can be of sacred service to it and have the zeal to push through when the challenges or the rubber hits the road. It's Romans 12:11 says, "Never be lacking in zeal, but keep your spiritual fervor serving the Lord." Remember that what is being birthed in you and through you and as you is God itself. Right? Be in service to that. And to me, that really is that is the heart of Christmas, right? Like it is about knowing that Christ's presence is within us and we celebrate the being reborn in that way of thinking and that mindset, but that's just half of it. Knowing it is just half of it. If we know it but don't live it, did it really matter that much? If we know it and live it, the transformations that take place are exactly why you were brought to this very place, to live your truth. And so ask yourself this Christmas, not only how you can manifest, not only how you can embody your own dreams, your own sacred yes, but how are you destined to make a difference? Through your preparation work, through your faith, through your service for the world. The miracle of Christmas is whatever miracle is already within you, asking to be expressed. And the moment that you open up and allow it to be expressed, you became the miracle. We are all destined to be miracles, and this is the season of miracles. So we seize the opportunity, we seize everything that is within us, and we live it out. Through the joy, through the love, through the peace of the Christ that is being born, all we have to do is say, like Mary did, yes, here I am, God, use me. Here I am, God, use me. Namaste.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Unity on the Bay, repeat after me. I was made for this. Well, do that again. Unity on the Bay, repeat after me. I was made for this. I am enough. Here I am, God, use me. Yes, yes, please give Reverend Juan another round of applause. What an incredible message. You know, Mary signifies light, wisdom, strength. You know, that sounds to me like a lady boss, right? Right? Like, can't you just see her? You know, I love that in Juan's message, Mary was a hero because she was, you know. And Mary always seemed beloved, but rebellious, right? Like, you can see her part of the Mayans group on the bike with the cut on, right? You could totally see that. I love that. Here I am, God, use me. But when you say that, it's not, here I am, God, use me, pero espérate, I have to go get a cortadito. It's right now. Thank you, Unity on the Bay, for giving me a platform where I could just be me. Let me just put that out there. So here at Unity on the Bay, we believe in the spiritual law of giving and receiving, okay? And it is now your chance to pick up the phone and say, hey. There are envelopes for you, and if you need an envelope, please raise your hand. If you'd like to go green, you can text GIVE, G-I-V-E, to 833-245-5645. The numbers are on the screen behind me. Folks at home, they're on your screen too. Make your life a little easier. Go into contacts, set it up there. You'll do it once. It'll be a lot easier, all right? So I'm going to give you a few moments. If you need an envelope, please raise your hand. The ushers are walking around. And I'll give you a few moments in silence to prepare your gift. For the rest of you that have already prepared your gift, let's think about Juan's joke where he kidnapped the Virgin Mary. I love Unity on the Bay. There is no place like this. All right. Let's put our hands to our hearts or our gifts to our hearts, and we'll bless these gifts together. Divine love that I am blesses all that I give and all that I receive. Yes. All right, let's take a moment to bless the children that are right now in the kids zone. They're here and they're also at home. Let's rub our hands together and we will bless these children. Children, we love you.
We bless you.
We appreciate you. We behold the Christ in you. And we see you doing great things. Amen. I'm going to ask our prayer chaplains to come on up. If there's something that came up during service and you don't want to go home with it, please sit with one of our prayer chaplains. That's what they're here for. We love them. Hello, Miss Carmel, Miss Carmen. Hi, Miss Noel. I want to give a big special thanks to Miss Myra Alvarez, our Cuban princess. Que linda. Driving 43 hours from where? Tampa. Miamians. Don't Tampa sound like 43 hours away? Okay, gracias. All right. Noel for that incredible meditation. And, you know, I wasn't going to say anything, but 20 years ago, I got my first media job in radio here in South Florida, and I worked for a local radio station called Y100. It's still around, right? So I had an incredible mentor till this day. He's great. His name is Footy, and he took me under his wing, and he took care of me, and I was one of the chicks at 6, right? So it was Footy and the chicks at 6. And so he was a little abrasive. So there were times that people didn't want to work with him, right? And we always had constant events all the time. So there was a particular vendor that just did not want to answer to us. No, it has to do with footy. Yo no quiero nada que ver con eso. He would say, call Frank. He'll set it up. Call Frank. And it would be a vendor. It would be an executive. It would be a star. Call Frank. How Frank was able to just be like a glue to mend all these incredible people together, that will always be his legacy. It will always be his legacy. Thank you for allowing us to share in this time with you. Thank you very much. With that, I'm going to call up, thank you. With that, I'm going to call up Reverend Juan.
Well, it is a blessing that we all came together this Sunday to share with each other and to witness each other's greatness. We just hold Frank and all that he's meant in our hearts, and we just so appreciate being able to honor him as we honor the divinity in each and every one of us and know that we all have the opportunity right here and right now to create an amazing legacy of the ways in which we transform the world. With that, I'm going to invite us to stand so that we can say our prayer for protection. So Unity on the Bay, let us affirm together. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is and all is well. Let us join now.